Good morning, everyone. I should learn that in our bed. Oh, damn. Well, anyway, hello, everybody. It's lovely. It's bright and early. It's about 9 o'clock on a Monday morning. Get ready for a nice long recording session. Why am I doing such a long recording session? Because I think I can get pretty damn far in the game today. So, yeah, we're going to be checking this stuff out. Last episode, we basically, I don't know, for the past 3, we're going through a lot of stuff to do with side quests. We spent a lot of time looking at Remian Temple. We did a bunch of mini games and things out in the Calmlands. We went into a side dungeon and got a new Aeon named Yojimbo, who you're probably not going to see me using much because it costs money to use him. And we're coming into a leg of the game again where I want a lot of cash. We've got 36,000 gil. I need like 130,000 or something, so we're looking at about 100,000 gil in a very short period of time. I also want Yuna to get a ton of experience here. Now, I don't want people to get OP as ever, but I do want her to have a very powerful ability that comes at the end of her sphere grid for like a really big encounter coming up. So I never had that in my test file. I want to make sure I have her here, so she's just going to be in every single battle from now on. But yeah, so we came here to Mount Gagazet. This is the edge of the world. Let's have a look at our map here. Really, if you go any further north, they say that Gagazet is like the gateway to Zanarkand, right? It's a huge, intimidating mountain, and beyond is nothing except the ruins of a dead city. So that's what we're going to be checking out. And let's have a chat with some people. So, this person says, the cold winds of Sacred Mountain, sharper than Ronso fangs. It's funny, last episode, and then she says, it stands in the way of the weak and buries them in ice. Basically, the whole idea of where we're going from now on, this is the last leg of the pilgrimage, and it's like to test your strength, everything about you, your strength. Now, we got a huge group, obviously. It'd be very hard for, I think, any summoner with very few guardians to get through, like Donna, had she continued to come along. But yeah, everything about from now on, it's like one giant trial, not like a cloister of trials, but, you know, a big trial of strength. These people over here say, the sacred heights of Gagazet shun the weak. Use Ronso weapons. So he's actually a vendor. You can see what he has available here. Strength plus 10%, but also a couple of extra slots too, which is nice, but nothing we care too much about. I will sell some stuff later. There's another Ronso here. To Ronso, losing Horn is greatest disgrace, but hornless Kamari returned to mountain. Why? So yeah, Kamari, this is his homeland. He lost his horn at some point, and also, I may be wrong here. Oh yeah, so remember, you can't, the Ronso fangs aren't actually on Gagazet, they were all the way back in Luca. That allows you to actually recruit them and stuff before you get to this crazy end game area here. So, you don't have to worry too much about that. Here's Oren.
It is as I thought.
What is?
Yevon is in turmoil. Micah tries to keep it whole, but it crumbles around him.
Look, I couldn't care less what happens to Yevon.
Because you are not of this world. To those who truly believe in the teachings, a time of much pain is coming.
I love that line from Oron. It expresses what I've talked about a little bit in the LP before. Also, on the idea of Ronso weapons, and you remember last episode, this guy was like, Yuna's will is stronger than Gagazet's steel. I don't usually reference this game because there's a bazillion references all over the place, but you know how I said none of the Final Fantasies are connected? There are 2 games called the Dissidia Final Fantasy games, and these basically serve as fighting games where all of the universes like collide or whatever, they're their own story. But in those, there's tons of references to other stuff. So Gagazet steel is sort of mentioned by him there. In the Dissidia games, you can actually buy Gagazet steel weapons, I believe. So it's just a reference to that, which I thought I'd say, even though there's been a million other ones that I've missed. Hey, Waka.
My neck's hurting.
Zanarkand's on the other side, huh?
Yeah? You're home, yeah?
As if you believed me.
Maybe I do. The one on the other side here is probably just a pile of rubble, yeah? But somewhere out there is your Zanarkand. Somewhere, yeah? Yeah, you'll be home soon enough.
I hope you're right.
Yeah, cheer up. Let's do this.
You know, we haven't chatted with Waka about that for a long time. Also, he says his neck's hurting there because he's nervous. I haven't heard anything like that ever in like any video game, any TV show I've ever watched, any book I've ever read. Not that I've read too many books. It's funny, I get that. When you do any of you guys, when you get really nervous, your neck like really kind of aches and it feels weird? Like if you're really nervous, if you've got to do something you're really unshaky about.
Better get ready. Ain't no shops where we're going.
Nope. I mean, you got a shop here with this Ronso, but why should there be any other shops off in the distance?
Better get ready.
Unless, of course, that is our Zanarkand over there.
10 years ago, I looked up at Gagazet from where we stand now.
My old man say anything?
I do not remember. All I could think of was how I might keep Braska alive.
Ah, look, so Auron did care. He'd come to love Braska, maybe as a brother or whatever, and now, as he was at the mountain, he wanted to keep him alive.
Your duties as Guardian will soon end.
Oh, that's kind of sad to think about. Alright, and then those guys there. I thought we'd missed a bunch more. Hey, Lulu.
Yuna's grown stronger.
Stronger, huh? I'd say it's more like she's driven. Don't you think?
That's why she's strong. She's still pressing forward. When weak people are driven, they can't go far before they break. She keeps going forward because she is strong.
Interesting perspective.
Yuna has and all I can do is try and keep up with her.
I don't know about that line. I'm not sure where the idea that Lulu's struggling to keep pace. Lulu's always been the matronly one that... well, I guess she has just had some real character development with, you know, her old summoner meeting there and so on. Here's Riku.
You think of anything yet?
She's still going at it.
There's just so little time. I don't know.
Over here, we've got Auron, old, wise. All I could think about was how I could save Braska's life. And over here, Riku.
This is a toughie.
This is a toughie. I love the idea that that's what Auron was saying. Hey, Kimahri.
Biran and Yenke gone.
I wonder what they're up to. It's probably nothing.
Just saying that makes it sound suspicious.
Biran is hero of Ronso. Yenke is powerful warrior.
Great. I hope we don't have to fight them.
Kimahri must fight. Kimahri must win.
Wow, what?
The sacred Gagazet. First time Kimahri climbs.
So he lives here, but the Ronso don't climb it.
The sacred Gagazet.
I like the idea of that as well, like, that maybe we've just skipped a bunch of areas, like Ronso living areas, and now we've got this big great gate with these two big pillars here, and that's Summoner's Way, and they block off passage to everyone and except Summoners.
It's just a little farther now.
It's funny, Yuna has the least to say out of everyone. And I guess she's got the most on her mind. I mean, Jesus. So let's move on. Maester Calc Ronso.
Summoner Yuna's words, they ring clear in my soul. Small voice, small frame, but a will that towers over Gagazet's peak. The path to those sacred heights is steep and lined with the dens of fiends. Strong guardians, be prepared, and guard your summoner well.
It's funny, they say that. They also said that Yuna's getting stronger gameplay-wise. She becomes a lot more useful offensively in these late stages of the game.
Guard your summoner with all your heart.
Sure thing. Alright, let's move on. Finally, one more Ronso. Quarrel between Biran and Kimahri started 10 years ago. Young Ronso fight each other to show strength. Biran beat Kimahri, but Kimahri never admit losing, not once. Angry Biran broke Kimahri's horn. Kimahri could not bear shame and left Sacred Mountain. That's the story as the Ronso know it. So yeah, let's move on, because that is not the full story, I promise you.
Halt!
Oh, maybe that is the full story, actually. Yeah, we'll discuss it later.
Haven't you bothered us enough?
Summoner may pass. Guardians may pass. Kimahri not pass. Kimahri shame Ronso brothers. Kimahri forget his birth.
Forget his people, forget his mountain, little Ronso, weakling Ronso.
Mountain hate the weak, hate the small. If you will climb,
Then I must prove my strength.
think you will win? You not forget who took your horn. Never forget.
Kimari never beat Brother Biran. Never win.
This time, I win. I will win.
Why, you... This some kind of Ronso thing?
Kimari problem.
Let the Ronso deal with the Ronso problems. Here we go.
Biran rend you asunder.
Hornless, hornless.
I love the music here. It's amazing. So yeah, this is a pretty big fight for Kimari. Shortcut there, just because I realized there was a bunch of stuff I needed to set up that I didn't. Number one, when you go into this fight, this is a Ronso problem, right? And so nobody else gets to fight. It's Kimari alone. So what you might like to do is set him up onto an appropriate overdrive mode. I chose Loner because Loner charges your gorge every time you get a turn, regardless of what you do, as long as you're alone. We already unlocked it for him a while ago. Dancer maybe would have been good if you want to spam a bunch of reflex or something if you've taught it to him. But yeah, Loner's pretty great, so I just soft reset so that I could do that early, because you're only going to get the opportunity before triggering the cutscene. The other thing you might like to do is teach him haste. Now, I taught him Hastesia with that white magic sphere that we got. Now, that puts him on a bigger delay at first and is useless almost because obviously there's no allies, but this means he gets the benefit of it in this fight, and as we climb the mountain, go to the lands beyond, we have 2 characters that can haste our entire party, which is really useful. So, we're going to open up with a haste. You could teach him some defensive magic as well, like Protect and Shell if you like. If you do the standard thing with him and you give him Steal and Use, then you can obviously throw all kinds of items to buff yourself, and you can steal level 3 key spheres from them as well, so you can get at least 2 level 3 key spheres from these guys. But yeah, you'll see that the enemy formation changes a little bit. This is like one of the only fights in this game where this happens. Before, if we attacked, do you remember how the Guado used to get in the way and defend Seymour? Well, that happens while these two are standing side by side, but after they use the ability Bulldoze, they will spread apart like you can see here, and now you can attack them just like normal. So basically, when they're stood together, try and use AoEs. When they're stood apart, use other stuff. Now, so let's just cast some magic first, shall we? See what happens. I'll stick with the Argas, which I've already taught him, which is good. We get 2 goes. The reason you want haste in this fight, by the way, is because the stats of these guys we're fighting is dependent on Kimari's stats. So Kimari is a character in this game who you can neglect big time. You know, when you have best leveling up opportunities on the high bridge, he's not even in your party. You can neglect him, you can ignore him, and he can become very underpowered. The designers seem to recognize this, so now you have to do a solo fight against 2 bosses near the end of the game. Is that going to go very well for you? Well, it should, because the stats of these enemies scale off of Kimari's stats. So, their health, I can give you the exact formulas here, okay? Well, sort of exact, according to my guide anyway.
This is the strength of Kimari.
We're sort of wrecking them, by the way. Their health is dependent on Kimari's health. Their strength depends on a combination of our strength and our magic power as well. Their magic power is the same, except one of them's magic power is half the magic power of the other one, and their agility is exactly the same as Kimari's, except -4. Now that -4 is the equivalent of giving you like that go in the turn window. Like it's always the way that agility works is like based in chunks of 4, I believe, in this game. So if you give yourself haste, you'll never be that much faster than them, but if you use haste, you will be faster than them, and this allows you to have the upper hand, especially with stuff like, you know, now I can just swap a weapon to say the web lance, which gives me an extra go, and now I can swap back. Still have an extra go. You notice how nothing's changed in the window? I still got 2 turns, but what did I do? I just charged my overdrive. There you go, see? Really, really cool things that you can do with Loner, and this is how people actually... There's a really fascinating video of a very difficult challenge I watched recently on Final Fantasy X, killing an upcoming boss on the mountain. Not these 2, but one reasonably shortly, with no sphere grid, barely anything at all, and basically they just kept swapping their weapons to charge overdrive meters. Anyway, alright, so... both of these Ronso, I know I'm not doing much, it's because I don't want to end the fight too quickly. Both of these Ronso have a ton of stuff you can learn from them as Ronso rages. They are not immune to scans, so you can have a look here. Scan's like your go-to thing for learning lanceable things. Alright, so it says blocks attacks against Yenke with guard when they're stood next to each other, except when they're separated after performing a bulldoze. Casts Mighty Guard just once after losing HP. Kimari can learn many techniques. Basically, between these two Ronso, you can learn nearly every single, I think, technique available to Kimari the whole way through the series. So, if you missed any, you can probably get them off of these characters. In addition, you can get 2 new ones. When they get low on health, they cast a special overdrive. After they've cast that overdrive, Kimari can learn it. So, Mighty Guard is this overdrive, and he's just used it. Mighty Guard gives this guy a bunch of stuff. So, he's now got Protect, Shell, and immunities to a bunch of elements. So, what I'm going to do is actually cast some black magic on his friend over here instead. We'll go with a Water Aga. Doesn't matter who you kill first, by the way. It's really sort of irrelevant. So now that he's used Bulldoze, they're together again. And so this could be something, you know, you'd want to be careful of. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Ronso Rage and I'm going to jump. You see how he's only got 900 health left? That's crazy to me. Because we've scanned him. That is crazy. Alright, so we're going to jump at this guy and hopefully not kill him straight away. It doesn't matter if we do. We can get the Ronso Rages again later. But you get him under 50% health. Oh, wow. That did barely any damage at all. Maybe that one scales off of strength. And we don't have very much. Alright, so he used Blizzard. Did barely any damage. So now, because I've ran out, obviously, I'm going to lance it. This might even kill him. Yeah, it did. There you go. And we got Mighty Guard. We killed him. That's amazing, actually. I'm really happy with that. Alright, so now that we've got Mighty Guard, we can now cast that as a new overdrive. Cast defensive spells on the party. Or we can maybe use something new here. I haven't shown you guys Kimari using a Bad Breath, so we'll do that. Look how many goes we get here. It's amazing. So, Bad Breath. I like this battle because it's demonstrated to you guys just a little bit. He's probably immune to a lot of it. In fact, all of it.
You will pay for this.
That sucks, man, because it's a boss battle. Okay, now he's cast haste on himself, so we won't get so many goes. But I like this because it sort of demonstrates the way a Kimari-only challenge would play. Alright, so now, look, we'll just keep swapping weapons. Watch the Overdrive Gorge go up. Any player-only challenge is probably what I'd do. Instead of a no sphere grid, it's probably this. Because no sphere grid ones, yeah, they're kind of fun, but I also feel like they can get kind of grindy and samey as well after a while. You just keep relying on the same mixes and same stuff. See? Oh, we got our Overdrive back. It's amazing. I kind of want to self-destruct on him, but I don't know whether that would cause us to fail, so I'm not going to. What else can we use that I haven't used for a while? Thrust Kick we used quite recently. Stone Breath he'll be immune to. Seed Cannon, the first Overdrive we ever got. Only 800 damage, man. He must just be very resistant to certain things. Let's go, I don't know, with just some black magic here. Enjoy Fire Argo. 2k, and down he goes. Now that guy also... He also had an overdrive we could have learned called White Wind. But don't worry if you miss it. I missed it on my test file as well. You can only lance it here. You can lance it a lot of overdrives from them, but you'll only lance it the White Wind or the Mighty Guard if they've used it themselves. So if the AI didn't make them use it, then you're kind of screwed. But don't worry. We got 2 return spheres for that. If we had overkilled them both, then would have been 4, which would have been quite nice, but I'm not too concerned.
Strong is Kimari. Biran is happy. Sacred Mount Gagazet. I honor the name of strong warrior who defeats Biran. Remember always, Gagazet, that name is Kimari.
Mountain knows Kimari strong. Kimari may pass.
Summoner, we Ronso will stop pursuers from temple.
Truly?
Penance for breaking Kimari's horn long ago.
Oh.
We crush enemies following behind.
Kimari crush enemies standing before.
You are most fortunate, Summoner.
I thank you.
Ronso will shine your statue brightest.
Thank you. But I fear that no one will make a statue for a traitor such as I am.
Then Ronso will make.
With grand horn on head.
That would be wonderful.
I love that scene. I really do.
I wanted to see Yuna's statue too, but I wanted to see it with Yuna by my side.
There's a whole thing about Yuna's statue as well, which I won't go into. But yeah, so as ever, I'm going to stand back here. Biran and Yenke are brave, Ronso. No bad feelings for losing Jewel. It's cool. You always get like these barbaric, you know, tribal nations that have these fights and these big feuds, and then immediately after the fight's over, it's diffused and everyone's all happy and stuff. But I think they handle that trope very well here. They will praise valiant Kamari for winning with his own strength. Yeah, and he was 2v1ing. Come on! I thought we did really well there. Not even a hint of a struggle. I didn't even need to heal or anything. Like, you may have to bust out the potions or whatever there. Nope. So here we got some more Ronso. The sacred heights of Gagazet shun the weak use Ronso weapons. Same dialogue. Listen to the wind howl. Mount Gagazet praises Kamari's victory. This person over here. Worry not, small guardian. Summoner's back. We Ronso protect. Yeah, defend from our enemies. We got some pretty powerful enemies, so good luck with that. It must be the guidance of Summoner Yuna that Kamari gains such strength. I extend our gratitude on behalf of all Ronso. Awesome. We're going to save. I'm glad I did that little reset there. So yeah, and Kamari's a lot more useful to us now. Basically, 2 overdrives left for him. We'll see if I'm wrong about that. I think that's where we should be. Yeah, so this one here is White Wind. And this last one is a crazy, well-hidden, cool ability called Nova that is like really optional. You get at the end of the game. Which we don't have to worry about. Nova in this game actually reminds me of another old game I used to play where... An old, obscure game that a lot of people won't know about. But it has an ability in it, like in this hidden cave, this whole massive side quest you can do at a very brief window of opportunity that gives you the spell of invincibility, and it's completely overpowered and broken. They sort of do the same thing with Nova here. But yeah, we get to travel up the mountain now.
Summoner Yuna!
What is it this time?
Yeah, so I didn't want to interrupt the Hymn of the Faith there from the Ronso. Yeah, we get to now travel up the mountain, listening to this song. Now, there is a chest. I always suck getting this one chest. It's really, really annoying to me. So, as I have explained, we're going to be going pretty hard on with Yuna in every single battle. There will be a lot of cut battles here. This is a long road. So what do I even want her to do? This is the thing. For just a little while, I guess we could Null Blaze. There will be a lot of cut battles here. I'll show you guys some semblance of the Fiend variety here, but don't expect too much. Otherwise, it's just going to be way too long. You know, it'll be episodes of us climbing the friggin' mountain, and I'm sure that's not what people want to watch. So, we don't have Blizzaga yet, but I'm sure that a Blizzara will be fine. Perfectly suitable. And yeah, one main thing to note about many of the enemies here, that was actually terrible. What the hell is that? One main thing to note about the enemies here is they are all, funnily enough, things that Kimahri could have lanceted at some point throughout his adventure. That is something I really appreciate. So, you know, like these bombs already self-destruct. It kind of shows. I need to get rid of your capture weapon now. I'm not interested in that anymore. We'll go with this shimmering blade, which is pretty powerful. Instead of the... Well, the sleep strike might be okay. But yeah, it makes sense, because this is where the Ronso are from. And so, you know, they have learned the Fiend's way of fighting. What Fiends would they have learned from? The ones around where they live. So here, we'll go with the status reels. I'll try and go with a Petrify. There we go. Man, that is actually really easy. We only got one, but we did 4k damage to the other one. He must be nearly dead. Yeah, there we go.
That's how it's done.
But yeah, so that's bombs and the imp dude. And there we go. Now we can slide up. It's weird. It's like, can you walk here or can you not? There's a chest right over here. With 20,000 gil in it as well. So that's quite nice. That's pushing us up towards our goal. But we do need a lot of money. So there we go. Same again. I'll see you guys in a sec. Wow, I actually managed to trigger a self-destruct. This could be Auron dead here. Oh, what? It's barely any damage. That's amazing. Alright, okay. There's a couple of things I just remembered I needed to do. You want to obviously get Kimahri back off of Lona after you're done with that fight. That's the only thing. I mean, Hastia will continue to be useful. What should we put him on? I don't know. I guess Warrior whenever he damages an enemy. That'll be fine. But yeah, let's make some progress. So, the music. I talked to you guys about back on the Moonflow when we met Biran and Yenke for like the second time. It's actually called Servants of the Mountain. I just thought it was like the Gagazet theme. It's the music you'll hear all the way through here. Servants of the Mountain, and that's basically the deal with it. So here we can see we've got various types of Machina available to fight right now. Mugging, stealing from them is obviously going to be the best thing for you to do. But one weird thing about these that I've always found kind of curious, as we go further, right, you're going to get more and more Machina really high up on the mountain. And even on the lands beyond, you find Machina, and really there shouldn't be any Albed there at all. But maybe this is older Machina. This isn't Albed salvage Machina. This is older stuff. But you still steal Albed potions from them somehow, which I find weird. What I also find weird is that area over there.
Let's end this quickly.
So there you go. That's a Hastia for you guys. I think that's the first one I've shown, so we'll leave it in there. Alright, there we go. I don't know whether I'll leave it in. I think I was talking rubbish about how there's no chest here when there clearly is a chest here, so never mind. That's got double mega potions in it for you. And we will move up. Now, the dialogue can be kind of sparse on these roads. But I do have a fair amount of stuff to talk about. So here we go. Here's some more stuff. Look, these guys here with their seed cannons. Oh, look, this is something we can lance. Now, the story requires you to lance at these, obviously. There's also, I believe those are called Bashura. The ones here, this use Psych Up, which I believe just raised its strength. Let's have a quick look. No, not like that. Yeah, Bashura, 17,000 health. And these guys are on 4,000 health. Extra damage from fire. So let's bring in first Yuna, give her go. And what we'll do is we'll try and petrify these guys. And I'll have Auron use his overdrive to eject the Bashura. With any luck, that'll work. So what basically the way I predict this, that's fine if Yuna gets confused, honestly. I was only going to swap her out anyway. And oh no, what if she accidentally attacks Auron? It's not going to really mean anything. There you go, she just snapped herself out of it. Alright, here we go. So Shooting Star, Bashura.
No mercy.
Basically, in this game, anything that counters, or like the bombs as well, they're the most annoying enemies because those ones are the ones that tend to... Alright, so swap that person out. Like, waste time in battle. So, like, a bomb, you attack it, and then you have to stand there for ages. Wow, okay, stupid Brotherhood. You have to stand there for ages waiting for it to grow, and then you do it again. Like, if it was just a bit more fluid in this game, it would be so much better. But those Bashura are annoying, because, yeah, fine, you countered me, whatever, I don't really care. Just let's get a move on. But no, we have to sit there and wait and watch every time for him to come back. It's just irritating. Alright, go again with Waka there. Riku again. Oh, she's so quick. Love it. A hasted Riku. It's brilliant stuff. Now Fire Argo on this one. Auron should attack this one. Finish it off. Nice. For the record, I don't know what the rare steel is on these. I don't think it's musks, though. In fact, I can guarantee you it's not musks. So we come into a couple of bosses soon where confused protection is really, really strong. But you can't really easily get musks anymore now that we've left all that stuff with home. So you're basically stuck. There's one enemy you can steal musks from in the coming area, these big evil eyes. But that's it. And it's a rare steal and you don't get many.
These mark the graves of summoners and guardians who failed.
I like how Lulu's never been here, yet she is still the, the knowledgeable one. We're coming into Auron's time, by the way. I feel like each character has their own time in the story.
Not much has changed in 10 years.
Oh, and by the way, he just said in battle there, so little has changed in 10 years. Again, this is another... I'm going to keep going on about it. This is another reason I think you could do like a prequel game to this. Because you could just use mostly the same assets. Like, the whole point is Spira doesn't change. So just use the same assets as this game has. Who's going to care, right? When you look at all the Jex spheres, everywhere is like recognizable anyway. Where you keep getting some serious vengeance there. Oh, we got a Mega Phoenix from that fight too. And a Fireblade. That'll be useful for killing some of the enemies around here. On Auron. So, here we go. We're going to go Yuna... Cure, Riku, and we're going to go Equip, Auron, Fireblade. Look at that, Piercing, Fire Strike, and 2 empty slots. Do you know what? Only because I do it so little in this game. Let's actually customize something, shall we? So, where's the Fireblade I just equipped? There it is. Okay, so we could give him First Strike, so he always has the first turn with some of those return spheres. Water Strike as well as Fire Strike. I'm not really interested in that. Strength plus 10% for a Skill Sphere. Now, do I want to use that Skill Sphere for anything else? Probably. So instead, I'm going to use this Stamina Spring. Or 2 of them, as it were. To add Strength plus 5%. Nice. And what else? We could give him Counterattack. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, because I don't care about the Friend Sphere. There you go. So now this is called the Kotetsu. Completely changes the name and can even change the skin of the weapon too if you add the correct auto abilities. So yeah, Auron's got a cool weapon now. I'm glad I did that because I feel like I haven't done enough customize. Alright, going well. Yuna's getting the experience she needs. 4 sphere levels. I mean, she's going to take a lot of leveling to get her to where I want her to be, but it's going to be so cool if I get her there. More of the same. Do you know what I'll do for this battle, though? Something we haven't done for a while. We'll scan one of our own players. Did we already scan both Auron and Yuna? We did, actually, didn't we? So, what we'll do here is we will bring in Waka, do that, then bring in Kamari, and we'll scan Waka and just see what he's got to say. And then I think that's pretty much everyone scanned, isn't it? Didn't we scan Riku after we got her? Lulu maybe needs a scan. And Kamari himself needs a scan. Yeah. He can scan himself. That'd be kind of weird to do IRL. Alright, here we go. Yuna's Blitzball toting Guardian. His training has honed the accuracy and power of his shots, with which he can take down both fast-flying fiends and enemies afar. He is a competent and versatile fighter, but he has yet to win an argument with Lulu. Immunity's threatened, so yeah, by the way, apparently everyone is immune to Threaten by default. I have no idea why that mechanic exists, it just does. It'd be pretty devastating if during an attack reels, after each individual hit, it made them rise up. You know, like if you used Avenging Wrath against a Gurubashi Berserker in Hearthstone. Alright, there we go, cool. We've got a red bracer, also cool. Now over here you'll notice, not so much, this would be a cool place to play without the map as well, but you will notice over here there's a secret little area with a hidden cave where you can find a Braska sphere. This is just a Jex sphere, but for some reason this one's called a Braska sphere instead of a Jex sphere. It could have something to do with the content of it, but you know, mechanically it's the same as the other Jex spheres. It pushes Auron closer to his next overdrives. The thing is, we now need all the rest of these in the entire game, of which we've got barely any. Or we've got a few, to actually get Auron's final overdrive, so this isn't going to do much. If you chose not to walk back to the Thunder Plains, though, for example, earlier in the story, now would be your time of unlocking the third one. So here we go, Braska sphere. Let's take a look. Nice way to get a cutscene in a particularly desolate region of the world as well.
Hello, Yuna. I hope you are well. I wonder how old you are now that you're watching this sphere. You must be very beautiful, like your mother. I wish I could see you. Oh, by the way, Jekt and Oren send their regards. So far, our journey has been very entertaining. Of course, it is a hard journey, but I have no regrets. It is the path I have chosen. Yuna, when you have grown, you will have to find your own path. Do what you must do the way you want to do it. Doors will always open themselves to those who do. Listen close, Yuna. Your future is yours to make. Live the way you want to. Whatever way that may be, you have your father's full support. Yuna, I will always be with you.
See, so maybe that's why it's the Braska sphere, because it's his message to Yuna. His final message as a father to her, that she never saw. And do you know what I find really kind of curious about that whole thing? She chose to be a summoner. Do you think he would have supported her through that? Do you think that was his idea? Do you think maybe that entire message he just sent her was to make her realize she can be more than just a summoner, just follow what her dad did? And, you know, somewhat sadly, I really don't like that you don't get Yuna's response to that. I really don't like. You know, how did she react to that? But I guess that's the way it goes. Oh, that was brutal. Basically, they confused two of my guys, so I was like, screw it. Yuna needs experience anyway. I will grand summon Behemoth and just wreck them all instantly. Great. Alright, pressing on. There's a lot of loot on the mountain that's quite deceptively well hidden. I missed a fair amount on my previous playthrough. Another same encounter, same friggin' formation. Fine, we'll deal with it. I almost feel like Yuna should get like goalie XP, just like other people do. But yeah, you'll notice the map is looking kind of weird right now. Like there's loads of looping stuff underneath us. Well, I believe it's not quite here, but there's some loot when you loop back round in a second much higher up. Anyway, look, here's some new enemies. But finally, thank God. Number one is this dingo thing, which isn't going to die because I didn't attack it with the right element. Whatever. We've got a thingy-mabobby over there, which Riku can mug from. Thingy-mabobby. Do Americans ever say thingy-mabobby, or is that like a British thing? We'll mug from this guy. Nice. Overkill with direct hit. Oh, I didn't give Yuna a turn. No! Wait, why did I do an overkill there with a regular attack? Oh, well, was it a crit and I just blinked at the wrong time? Right, anyway, those are some more of the enemies you can fight here on the mountain. Just don't lose your place. Another praying stone thingy. Mabobby.
Summoners that die up here aren't sent to the far plane.
Why not?
Who would send them? They die alone.
So that means...
Many have become fiends, and they may want Yuna's company.
Well, Yuna will be fine.
You're right.
It's weird, they may want Yuna's company. That's a really interesting line to me. I wonder if that's some more elaboration on why fiends end up hating the living and attacking the living. Is it just envy that they're still alive, or is it that they're like trying to spread? I mentioned in the comments on a recent video, I guess in terms of uploads, this was a while ago now, but I mentioned in the comments that basically this game is just like a zombie game. Because the whole story about why we're fighting fiends is basically, oh hey, yeah, look, people die and then they become monsters, or you know, they have to be, it's like you have to shoot a zombie in the head to actually kill it properly. Well, it's sort of the same here, it's just Spear is full of zombies. Now, because of it, that was an overdrive. The game didn't detect that those things took damage because it was a completely different damage formula. And so we got some free hits in without them growing. And it's not that I care about the self-destruct, it's that I care about the sodding... Friggin' all this time you have to wait for them to grow. Yes, I get it. He's got bigger. Alright, so moving on. You want to take a right there if you just want to make direct progress. But by going forward, you'll find some spare chests.
Yuna, can you fight?
Yes, I think so.
There you go, there's some new dialogue for you there as well. Always handy dandy. Alright, we got a snake head there for Kamari. I'm curious about that. I never get out of one of these battles without someone being yellow, so that's just piercing and poison touch. Not quite poison strike. I mean, the quality of that weapon, if you think about it, is the same quality as stuff we were getting back on the Moonflow. Alright, so that's the defending bracer. In quite an out-of-the-way chest. It's armor for Oron, stoneproof and poison-proof on it. Probably better than what we've currently got. He will never be petrified or poisoned ever again if we're wearing that, which is handy. Alright, moving on. So we'll just go back to where we were earlier. Alright, so here we go, back where we were before. I do just very quickly want to heal up, and I want to check our gil as well. Yuna is now out of MP, so we've got 86,000 gil here. You see we're really ramping up quickly. She's out of MP, so you want to be careful with who you give your ethers to. I noticed previously on the LP, I was kind of dumb with the way I used my ethers. I wasted an ether, which is plus 100 MP, on someone who needed 9 or something on a menu, and it kind of irritated me to watch. So you want to be careful. It is a long road. It's actually one of the only places in the game where ethers come into play a lot. I die, I go back to the start of the mountain gate. Okay, pressing on. So you see here, it feels like I'm going the wrong way. It feels like I'm backtracking. But you're not, and you'll know you're not as soon as you see this guy here. So who is that? He's a random encounter. No, he's not. God damn it. Stupid random encounters all over the place in this mountain. Why did so many people have to die here? Alright, we will mug from the big one. Should have mugged from Monster B there, actually, because then he would have died before he got a turn. There we go. So this guy will say...
Greetings, Lady Yuna. My name is Wans.
We have met several times before, right?
Not running today?
I have to carry on my brother's business. You've met him, I think. Owaka the 23rd, merchant extraordinaire.
Wait, you're that guy's brother?
My brother wanted to come help Lady Yuna, but the temple imprisoned him for helping traders.
They imprisoned him because of us?
He doesn't regret it, though. In fact, he told me, before they took him, "Don't worry about me, just go help Lady Yuna."
But why would your brother do this for us?
Well, hey, this isn't the time for talking. There's dealing to be done. Welcome to...
Wow, so here in the most unlikely of places, a person alone, alive, high on the mountain, looking specifically for us. This is Once. This is the guy. This is the camera dude we've seen. If you can't think, when Yuna says, oh, we've met several times. Okay, think about this. Remember when we're at the Thunder Plains, we leave the inn. Riku's like, oh, it's lightning, blah, blah, blah. And then you just see a guy runs up, takes a picture, and sprints off again. That's this dude. He's appeared loads. He might have even been the guy on some of the ships taking photos of us and stuff. So yeah, that is Once. We actually heard him on the far plane too. When I went to speak to Lulu, and Lulu was saying, why haven't you appeared yet? Obviously referring to her first summoner. There was also an extra scene where he was talking to his sister, and I was like, this might seem like a random guy, but he's got the same model and the same voice actor as another character later, so I'm going to say, this is Owaka's brother. Remember all that? Here you go. Welcome to Owaka's. So, this is a really good merchant too. We have 90,000 gil right now. I'm going to sell a bunch of stuff, but let me talk to you about what he has available. First, a double edge. This is the same as the stuff we got near the Moonflow, except it's got an extra slot. There's a conductor, which I don't have enough money to buy, but it's got 3 empty slots and initiative for Yuna. Initiative's the one that gives you higher chance for preemptive strike, reduces the chance of ambushes. Useful, but not very useful in boss fights, so I'm not interested. The double penalty actually is a triple penalty here. Sleep touch, silence touch, and dark touch. That means if Waka were to do a regular attack, it's almost like he's just cast dark attack, silence attack, and sleep attack all at once. Not the busters, but the attack. So that's really cool. At this point in the game, however, you'll probably find only one of these ever gets through on an enemy, or if it does, it really wanted a buster instead of a touch, alright? Then there's something here called the Booster Cactar. This is the insane weapon I want to buy for Lulu, and I think I'll have enough money. This thing will cost us 112,000 gil, right? It has magic plus 10%, magic plus 5%, so already it's nearly as good as Kamari's weapon we got before, but then it's got something called Magic Booster on it. Magic Booster costs like 30 turbo ethers to craft onto something. I've been trying through this series to get turbo ethers to find a place where I can early do it so I can craft onto Kamari's extra slot Magic Booster, and it would be insane, but I haven't been able to. However, you can buy a weapon with Magic Booster finally at this point. What Magic Booster does is it basically doubles the strength of your spells, but it also doubles their MP cost. Well, because MP hasn't really been a big issue for us, and we can use a black magic sphere to teach Lulu Osmos, which Wakka learned, she can constantly have her own MP, and she will start doing insane damage with this booster cactar. It'll put her way past Kimari. So I want to buy it. I really want to buy it. And we'll be doing that in just a second when I sell some things. Some other wares, though. There's a trident here for Kimari. 3 elemental strikes on it. Shimmering blade. We've actually already got one of these for Auron, so it's totally fine. The Survivor, which is an alchemy weapon for Riku. We've already got an alchemy weapon, so I don't mind about that. But look how much it costs. Tetra Shield, health and defense for Tidus. Blessed Ring, Zombie Ward for Yuna. Now, really, the booster cactar is a fun thing you can get if you have the money. Zombie Ward armor, which is what you have a couple of options for here. So Yuna gets Zombie Ward ring, and Auron gets a Zombie Ward bracer. These are really, really strong bits of gear that you should also try to get for yourself. The other things are sort of lame. This haste charge gives Riku haste when she's on low health, which is really good. It basically makes her immune to slow as well. But yeah, try and get the 2 zombie ward things. I'm going to sell my stuff and see how much money we've got. And yeah, with any luck, we can afford this thing. Oh my god! How did we get this? Lulu has a peaceful bangle, which has no encounters on it. What the hell dropped that? That is a rare drop. When did we get that? Wow, no encounters. I was going to do a whole thing at the end of the game about how to actually get no encounters. You'll see we've got this flexible arm here for Riku we picked up a while ago as well. 25,000 gil right there in that. That peaceful bangle is amazing. Oh my god. That's brilliant. Okay, so no encounters, nice. We got sorcery arm guard here for Wakka, 20% more MP. The Koetsu, but I'm going to be using that, so... Alright, okay, so we've sold everything I want to. We've now got 151,000 gil. That means I can afford the booster cactar. We're going to equip that bad boy. Oh my god. We've got 39,000 left over. So we could buy one of the 2 zombie world things. I'm going to go for the cheaper one, which is Auron's one. Now, it'd be very useful on Yuna too, honestly. But I'll go for this one. Now, ward isn't proof, so there is a chance zombie will get through. But, yeah, we'll do that. Another thing about zombie, by the way... and we're going to equip that straight away. The other thing about zombie is it cannot be cured or lifted by Azuna. You can only lift it with either a remedy or...
I will be sure to keep your brother in my prayers.
He's doing the same for you, Lady Yuna.
Thanks.
Or, hold on.
Welcome to
No worries. Or, there we go, it can be lifted with holy water. So, now do start stocking up on holy water. We're going to the City of the Dead, guys. Alright, make sure you've got some protection against zombie. We've got 25 in stock. I'm sure that'll be enough. Eventually, pretty soon, actually, we can start stealing them anyway. So, yeah. Oh, man, I'm excited about Lulu now. This is awesome. Alright, we'll head down here. And this should be still making progress. Now, here you'll see... just sneakily hidden off on the bottom left of the camera right now.
What should I do?
You'll notice that there's a little area we can walk to. But check it out. So we've got a cactar back. It's like the old days. Let's cast a fire auger on this guy now. And it does a lot more damage. Alright, so there's that. We just got haste charge. I'm so shocked we got no encounters there. I mean, I could just equip that for this episode now. But the thing is... I don't know, it's probably not going to be smart for us to do that, because then we won't get any experience. So yeah, down here, 2 hidden chests, probably the harder ones to find here on Gagazet. One's got a HP sphere, and the other's got a level 4 key sphere. How many level 4s have we got? Something weird about this game, the way they give you level 4 key spheres before, like, the majority of level 3. You get a level 4 one before a level 3. And we've got 2 level 4 now and only 1 level 3 there, and I don't think I've really used many. But whatever, so there's those 2. Okay, moving on. We're getting close to the end now, guys. So, alright, now we go up here. I almost felt like that was another branch. Now up here. I'm barely getting 2 steps. This was definitely a place in my test file where I felt like, wow, the random number, encounter rate is so much higher than I was expecting it to be. Or remembered it to be from when I was younger. You may, as a friendly bit of advice here as well, you may want to start conserving your overdrives when you start getting later on up the mountain around about where we are right now. Orenstein's hit really hard. I was cheering there, but 4,200 damage on a regular attack is not bad. Okay, And round this corner. Now, over there, there's actually no chest, even though your map seems to suggest that you should do something there. There is no chest, so don't worry. This is a lot like Macalania Woods, actually, as you're wandering around.
Riku, think later.
Okay, okay.
Ah, yes, I remember that. That dialogue, yes. Okay, cool. Nicey nice. You know how, like, it's thin, long roads that you can easily turn around accidentally and not realize? Man, I love the fights against the Machina. They go so quickly. It's beautiful. All right. And another Mega Phoenix. I mean, the loot from them is awesome. Seriously awesome.
All this way only to fail. It must have been tough.
Yeah, no doubt. Can you imagine that? Just consider the entire pilgrimage to get here and fail. And not just fail, like, for yourself and die, but you've just failed Spira. Another, 200 years maybe now will pass, or however long, before there's another calm. All because you died here against some, like, Machina. Actually, this ambush has really hurt. And another one. This is awesome. See, the way people kill the next boss coming up in a no sphere grid run is they farm a ton of Mega Phoenixes from those guys to get Auto Phoenix on their armor. They put it on all their characters, and then that's how they rely on, surviving, like, the ridiculous attacks. This place over here, why does it exist? I feel like that maybe should have been at the site of an Albed Primer once, but then they realized, oh, we've run out of letters. Ah, he doesn't do any damage. Stop it. Fuck. Alright, we're in sore need of healing. Sore need. Okay, so here we go. Yuna, Cura. Oh, wait, what? Oh, right, yeah. Okay, so in that fight, I summoned an Aeon, and the Aeon got low. That always messes me up here. Alright, so this is the last ramp we're on right now. And what was that you guys just saw before the next friggin' battle? It was a save sphere.
Enough.
Oh, mighty crit there. Jeez. Yay, and Waka learned Victor, as if he needed a more overpowered overdrive mode. It's actually not more overpowered, but yeah, we've talked about it already. Okay, do we get to it? Yes! Woo! Do you know what would be brutal? Basically, as we walk up here now, we're going to get into another serious encounter. And I've always thought that this save sphere, get ready for it, shouldn't exist. I've always felt that you should have to climb the whole mountain and then do this big thing at the end, like with no saves in between, just so that it feels like that huge endurance challenge. As it stands though, you can save, replenish everyone, nice checkpoint. I've got a lot to do on the sphere grid. I'll see you guys in just a second, and we will move on up.